Hey everybody, welcome back to When Harry Met Board Games. Today we have another unboxing video for you all. Today we're going to be unboxing this right here, which is an expansion for Marvel United. This is from Season 1, and it's the Tales of Asgard expansion. This is the retail edition. It is not the Kickstarter edition, so it's missing one character, one hero, a playable hero. That is Beta Ray Bill. And Beta Ray Bill is one of the few characters in this game that have eluded me. I have been able to get additional characters on the secondhand market, but Beta Ray Bill is almost impossible to find, at least for a good price. So I have the retail edition here. We're going to peel back the shrink wrap here. And this box here is a bit on the dented side. Don't remember if I got it that way or if this was my fault, but it's okay. I'm not too picky when it comes to dented boxes here. So let's pull back the box cover here. We've got the rule sheet, typical for these expansions. It's just one sheet which has rules for the particular scenario that this box adds. And here we see that there's a trader challenge in this game. I always love trader variants or trader games. There's some tokens here, these little eyeballs here, and there's 4 of these, I guess 1 per player. And then let's see what else is here. All right, we have the locations. Always one of my favorite things to open up are the locations. And let's see what we have here. We have Heimdall's Observatory. His end of turn ability. You may move any number of heroes from any location to this location. That is so cool. So you don't move other people, but you can move your teammates to this very location. So I think that's interesting and new. Odin's Vault. Here it says if you have one or two cards in hand, you may draw 1. Okay, so that's typical. We have the Bifrost Bridge. You may move all heroes from this location to another location. So that's great because you can choose to move multiple heroes as opposed to some locations where you can only move 1. We have the Asgardian Palace. You may add up to 2 civilians and or thugs to any location. And this is really cool because sometimes if the locations are empty enough, you might want to add civilians or thugs because sometimes to complete those missions, you're so dependent on the civilians and the thugs that are actually on the boards that if there aren't enough, you might not be able to complete those missions, and you're so dependent on the villain adding more civilians or thugs. So this is really cool that you yourself get to control this. Then we have the Throne Room. The end of turn ability, you may move any other hero to a location adjacent to them. Okay, that's pretty good too. So there's a lot of actions here that involve movement. And then finally, we have Valhalla, and it says you may discard any number of cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck and draw back that many cards. Discarding all hand does not KO. So this is a great way to get rid of cards in your hand that you do not like and maybe get to some of the better cards in your deck. Also, you do not get penalized for discarding all the cards. They do not count as a KO. All right, so really cool. I like the locations here. I'm intrigued about this trader challenge. Maybe I will play it on camera someday. We will see. Another piece of cardboard here is the villain for this set, which is Loki. And he has some pretty low health stats here. His hit points are not too high per player count. So I'm wondering what his other abilities tell you. His special rules. When a hero is KO'd, Loki does not activate his BAM. Instead, you draw another Master Plan card and add it face down in the storyline. So this is like Rhino. I believe Rhino has the same BAM effect or special rule. BAM. He deals 1 damage to each hero in Loki's location. So very typical BAM. And finally, Overflow. If 1 or more civilian or thug tokens can't be added to a location, Loki gains 1 health. And it may go above his starting value. Okay, so this is where Loki steps up his game. He can theoretically heal throughout the game or even increase his health beyond its starting thresholds. So that is really cool. All right. And that is the villain for the game. Now we're going to get to the cards. Here we go. These are the hero cards in the game and also the villain cards. So for starters here, we've got Kurg here, who thanks to the MCU movies is associated with Thor. And Korg's cards include some movement, a simple movement, movement and attacking, movement and heroic action. Here's one attack, double attack, a heroic action and attack, another heroic action. Here are his wilds. And here is his unique signature card. This is the Cronin Fighter, and he gets a fist in both adjacent locations or two fists in his location. So I love it when the actions give you options, when you could pick which is more favorable to you at the moment. So he's going to be very useful. And all three cards are exact copies of one another. So that's Korg's hero deck. Here we have Valkyrie, and we have a movement, a heroic action, an attack, an heroic action and an attack, a movement and attack, another movement and attack, a double heroic action. Here are her wilds, and here are her signature cards. And for her, again, it's three copies of the same card. It's the War Song, and it says, you may move to any location. So Valkyrie will be very versatile as far as her movement goes. You'll be able to pretty much get anywhere you want to get to on the board with her. Okay, so that's Valkyrie. And then we're going to get to the big gun, the top dog here, and that is Thor. Okay, so Thor has a movement and attack, a movement and heroic action, and an attack, a double attack, another double attack, a movement and heroic action, a double heroic action. Here are his two wilds. And then he has his special, his signature card, which again, it's three copies of the same card. And of course, what else would it be other than Mjolnir here, who gives him, not only does he get the movement on the bottom here, but it gives him a triple attack against a single enemy in your location. And he has three of those. So Thor will be able to dish out lots of damage to your villain later on in the game if he's able to play these things. He's also going to be very good against the different henchmen as well. So really cool. All right, and that's Thor. And now we're going to get to Loki's cards. First, we'll start with his threat cards here. And he has this illusion. Two threats are illusion. And it says, Loki can't take any damage as long as he's in this location. So those are always annoying. You want to get rid of those if possible. You have two of these Master Trickster. It says, if Loki takes any damage while in this location, each hero in this location also takes one damage. So two or four threats really here that are really tricky as far as being able to deal damage to Loki. All right, and then we have two copies of these Frost Giants. They have really high hit point values. They have a BAM effect, deal 1 damage to each hero in this location. At least their BAMs are not too problematic. However, they do have pretty high hit point values with 5. All right, and then we're going to get to Loki's Master Plan cards before we get to some of these other cards here. And Loki has this Master of Illusions card. This is his special, and it moves clockwise to the next location with an illusion threat card. Okay, so that is a BAM, and he puts some thugs here. He has a movement of 1 with no BAM. Put some thugs. There's another one, this time with a BAM. He places some civilians. 2 in a BAM, places some thugs. 2 in a BAM, places some civilians. 3 with no BAM, places some civilians. 4 with a BAM, places some thugs. 5, and he places tons of thugs and or civilians. Then we have some additional specials here. We have 2 sorcery cards. Each hero alone in their location takes 1 damage. So you really want to have a partner there with you. If no hero is alone, draw another Master Plan card and add it face down to the storyline. So an additional way in which these Master Plan cards are added to the storyline. Really, really problematic. And he basically has 2 of these. One is a 1 movement and one is a 2 movement. And then we have this card here, Spread Discord. Basically the same special card, except one gives him a 0 movement, the other one gives him a 3 movement. Both of them give him a bam. And the ability says, each hero not alone in their location takes 1 damage, just as I mentioned here. If all heroes are alone, draw another playing card and add it face down in the storyline. So you don't even know what to pick, because on the one hand, if you're alone, you could take a bam. If you're not alone, you could take a bam. And either way, either you're taking that hit or you're adding another master plan card to the storyline. So, oh man, Loki's going to be a bit of a problem, I see here. All right. And then we have these allegiance cards. And basically, these here, I guess, will be dealt at the beginning of the game, letting players know who are loyal and who are traitors. This will be like secret roles. And that is the special challenge mode that's added to this game here. And here you got the Traitor Challenge card, which describes the setup and some of the rules here. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to get to the main event. This is indeed a miniatures game, so we've got to look into the miniatures. So we've got Korg here, and that is his mini. All right, for all you painters out there. And then we've got Valkyrie over here. Alrighty. And then we got my guy, which is Thor. And he is wielding Mjolnir here up high above his head. There we go. And then finally, we have Loki here, the villain for this game. Alrighty. And that's it. And of course, this box comes with this nice insert where everything that pertains to the game can be easily stored away. And that's it for today's video, guys. Please comment down below. Tell me what you think. Do you play Marvel United? Do you own this expansion? You probably do. This is Harry saying take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun gaming. Bye-bye.